My entitled family wants to take my baby and pretend I'm not the mother. They don't know what they've just started. My daughter Emma was 3 months old when my mother-in-law started taking measurements. I walked into the nursery one afternoon and found her holding a tape measure against Emma's head, writing numbers in a small leather notebook. When I asked what she was doing, she smiled and said she was tracking growth patterns for the baby book she was making. That seemed normal enough. Grandmothers do things like that. But then I noticed my sister-in-law doing the same thing 2 days later, and my husband's aunt the weekend after that. They'd each show up with their own notebooks, measure Emma when they thought I wasn't looking, and exchange these quick glances with each other. My husband Jake said I was being paranoid. His family was just really invested in Emma because she was the first grandchild in 15 years. The last baby born into the family had been Jake himself, and his mother had apparently waited decades for another chance to be hands-on with an infant. But their behavior kept getting stranger. They started asking detailed questions about Emma's birth. What time was she born exactly? What did the birth certificate say? Who was in the delivery room? My mother-in-law asked to see the hospital bracelet I'd saved, studying it like she was looking for something specific. Then they started showing up unannounced. Jake's mom would arrive at 7 a.m. with coffee and pastries, saying she wanted to help with the baby while I got ready for the day. His sister would pop by during lunch claiming she was in the neighborhood. His aunt would text asking if she could drop off dinner, then stay for 3 hours holding Emma. At first, I appreciated the help. New motherhood was exhausting and having extra hands seemed like a blessing, but they never actually helped with anything. They didn't do dishes or laundry or cooking. They just wanted to hold Emma, take photos of Emma, watch Emma sleep. The photos were excessive, hundreds of them, professional quality shots from every angle. My mother-in-law even brought a photographer friend to our house one afternoon without asking, saying she wanted proper portraits done before Emma got any bigger. I started noticing they'd coordinate their visits. One would leave and another would arrive within minutes, like they were taking shifts. And they were always on their phones when they thought I wasn't watching, typing quickly and tucking the devices away when I entered the room. Jake said his family had always been close and clingy, that I needed to be more understanding of their traditions and the way they showed love. But this didn't feel like love. It felt like surveillance. Then I found the documents. I was cleaning out the diaper bag one morning and discovered folded papers shoved in the bottom. Legal papers. A petition for grandparents' rights. But it wasn't just visitation they were requesting. The language talked about primary custody, about Emma's best interests, about concerns regarding my fitness as a mother. My hands shook reading the allegations. That I was isolated from family. That I was struggling with postpartum depression. That I was denying Emma's rightful family access to her. None of it was true, but seeing it written in legal language made my blood run cold. I confronted Jake that night, showing him the papers. His face went pale. He admitted his mother had mentioned something about making sure they had legal protection to see Emma, but he hadn't thought she was serious. He promised to talk to her, but the next day, when I checked our bedroom closet, I found Jake's suitcase was packed, not with his clothes, with Emma's things, bottles, diapers, clothes organized by size, her medical records, her birth certificate. That's when I heard voices downstairs. Jake's entire family had gathered in our living room without me knowing they were coming. I stood at the top of the stairs, listening to them discuss logistics. Who would take Emma during the day, how they'd handle feeding schedules, what they'd tell people about where I was. My mother-in-law's voice cut through clearly. She's not stable enough to be a mother right now. We're doing what's best for Emma. This is what the family needs. And that's when I realized what I needed to do next. The rest of the story is on my channel or linked below.